I got a question about buying a home as a rental before they retire. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a common thing? I'm going to answer that right now. I had a question from a fairly new subscriber. Gosh, let me find it. I am such a klutz. I've had so much to do today, or yesterday and today. You ever have one of them days where you seem like all you do, you started out to do basically a simple little thing, and it ended up just being an all-day thing, where you go to do one thing, and that leads to another, and then maybe you have a problem or two, and then you got to go back and do something else, and I mean, gosh. So we left yesterday at probably 11 o'clock, and I didn't get home last night until probably 8 o'clock, and it was just a long day. And so I come home, took a shower, went to bed. I was just tired. So was Sue. We were beat. And I got up early this morning though. I got up like around 6:30 or 7 o'clock, I think. So yeah, it's been a long day, and I'm still kind of tired, but I got some things I got to get done today too. So anyway, questions from Sherry LK714. Sherry, you know who you are. Did she sign it? Sherry Kitson and Jeff Reese from York, PA. It says here, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm trying to get to the main question. By the way, I hope the new microphone sounds good. Thanks to my Patriot members, I'm able to upgrade quite a bit, which should improve the audio quality. And as time goes on and I learn how to set everything, the video quality and all that kind of thing. Good Lord. I don't know where to start here. Her whole letter is interesting to me. I mean, I know the answers here. Well, I don't know everybody's answer, but I know how to answer this. But I want to be able to read it to you so you guys will know exactly what she's talking about. And for you longtime subscribers, you've probably heard this question before, and I'm sure many of us even thought about it. Said, here we go. I'll start here. Says, I was very excited about some new models I saw posted on the village's website this morning in Marsh Bend. So I was wondering if you could do a neighborhood tour. There is no neighborhood. I've been over there. I don't know which video it is. If I find it, I'll try to put the description link below. Yeah, I went through there and of Marsh Bend, and they were just a lot of construction equipment, a lot of stuff being started. There was really nothing to really video. There was a new rec center they were building right along 468, right there at the entrance and exit to Marsh Bend. I did a video of it. There wasn't really a whole lot to see other than, you know, a building being started. So really, when I was down there, now it's been a while, and they build things fast here, so I ought to go down there and just double check things again. Not just for you, but for everybody. Because on the bridges, update on the bridges, they started putting the pylons a couple weeks ago in the ground to have the golf cart bridge come across Highway 444 and go into the bridge that crosses the retention pond behind Cody's that brings you into the parking lot behind the village's golf cart store. They're putting the pylons in for that. So the construction of that bridge to cross 44 is underway. How long it'll take them to get it done, I don't know, but I think the target date for all this to be connected is like January of 2020. So they're working on it. Have they started across the toll road yet? I can't find out. I've asked 100 people. Nobody knows. I don't go down a toll road to look. And over there where you need to really go to maybe get back there and be able to get out of the car and maybe hike a little bit and kind of do some nibbing, those roads are all closed. And besides, there are so many construction trucks back there that I'm not going to go in those areas. Just like here, if she wants me to do a video of some homes and whatever, I'm willing to do that if they're there. But what I'm not willing to do is to drive my car down these roads when there's all kinds of construction equipment on it. Because, and this has happened to us fairly recently, there's nails and stuff all over the road where they drop this stuff. Now they clean them up, during the day, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get one. We ended up getting two different nails in our tires in a week, and then on the another week after that, we got a big screw in our tire to the point where we just bought a whole new set of tires. So basically, in order for us to get video for you, we ended up spending like $500 to get new tires in my car. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore. So if there's a lot of construction equipment down there in Marsh Bend, you're not going to get any video from me because I'm not driving down them roads. If the roads are clean, the last time I was there, they really weren't doing a whole lot other than starting homes. And there really wasn't a lot of equipment anywhere. So we drove through there real quick and took some video. So I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, says Marsh Bend Home Tours, 2 models. She likes the Topaz and the Moonstone. I have no idea what those are. They look larger than a patio villa, about 1,300 square feet, which sounds perfect for us, and they added a lanai to those models. I didn't know they had a model down here that didn't have a lanai. I'll be honest with you, I have never seen a home here anywhere that doesn't have a lanai. They all have a lanai. So I'm gonna have to rack my brain. Is there a home here anywhere that does not, a brand new home that does not come with a lanai? Boy, many neighborhoods as I've been through and many homes as I've toured, I have never seen a home that does not have a lanai. No, other than the what I'll call townhouse, that's what we call them up north. Some people may call them condominiums. They're up in Spanish Springs area. That's the only place you'll find them too. They're nowhere else. They don't, no, they got a lanai. Most of them that I've seen had a lanai too. Last question, on the models that have the separate one-car garage and golf cart garage, is it possible to fit 2 golf carts in those side garages or just one? I assume you're talking about the patio villas where they have the angled golf cart garage on one side of the house, and then on the other side of the house they have usually a one-car garage. I don't really know if you can get 2 golf carts in the golf cart garage. I have a friend that has one of those houses, and to be honest with you though, I haven't been down there to actually look. But I'm sure that one of my subscribers here that's down there probably knows, and they can probably leave a comment below for you. Wish I could answer that question because I've never been in those garages to actually know exactly what's in there. I'm sure in the one-car garage you can fit 2 in there, no doubt, but then your car's not going to fit in the golf cart garage. I'm almost 100% sure of that. But in the golf cart garage, I don't know how deep they go. I'm going to say, just from looking from the outside, looks like to me you could, but I don't want to say that for sure. Any of my subscribers from the Finney area down there, where you see the houses with a golf cart garage, the patio villas mostly I think it is, but with a golf cart garage and a one-car garage, let me know if you can get 2 golf carts in those garages, in those golf cart garages, because I don't really know. Or if a family owned 1 car and 2 golf carts, would you recommend a 2-car garage? Well, I recommend a 2-car garage to anybody. I've always said that. I think everybody should have a 2-car garage and a golf cart garage. I know I don't have that either. We get by with a 2-car garage. I mean, don't get me wrong. But now you're asking me the question, could you get 2 cars and a golf cart in there, or 1 car? You can. I've got a 2-car garage with what they call a 2-foot bump out. It's 2-foot bump out one more direction and a 2-foot bump out the other direction. So it's a little bit oversized. Not that much really, but a little bit. And even with all the crap I've got in my garage, I'm sitting there thinking I can get our SUV in there, and I got my golf cart in there, and I pull it all the way up by the kitchen door so I don't have to walk very far to go in the house. I mean, that's how lazy I am. But yeah, there's plenty of room behind my golf cart to put a second golf cart in there. So if you have a 2-car garage, you can get a car and 2 golf carts in there. I missed something here. Let me find out here. The village is a place for us. As I sit here and write this email, I am looking out the window at several inches of piled up snow. Yeah, we've all been there and done that. That's why we all moved down here. We just got tired of it. And as you get older, it doesn't get any better. I mean, I'm not going to fluff it up so you'll feel better. As you get older, the cold weather feels colder, and it just gets harder. You know, for a lot of reasons. But we suffered. I wanted to work until I was 65, and at 62 and a half, I think it was 62 and a half, I finally called it quits for more than one reason. It just wasn't for the cold weather. But we had a patio villa down here that was our part-time vacation home. And my wife was ready to pack up and come down here in the wintertime and just leave me. But she didn't, because she probably figured I wouldn't take care of myself. I'd go to McDonald's every day because I don't cook, you know. But yeah, when you get older, the cold weather and stuff gets harder to deal with. For some people, I won't say all people, but for a lot of people. What did it say here? We're not going to be retiring for 4 to 5 years. We are planning to do a lifestyle visit later this summer. We are considering buying a home in advance of retirement and possibly renting it out part of the year until we are ready to move permanently. Is that a popular decision for people to make? I won't say it's a popular decision, but it's a fairly common one. There's more people that does that than what you know. You go to the website, the Villagers Homes for Rent. I'm trying to say that specifically so you hear it. www.villagers with an S, homes with an S, for number 4 rent.com, and all them homes in there are Villages homes that are for rent. And there's, I don't know how many's in there, 1,000 or so. And all them people do the same thing. They bought a house, they rent it out, and usually in the winter. January, February, March is prime season. Our prime season gets longer and longer. People come down here and they're staying longer and longer because they don't want to go home. It used to be everybody by April 1st started heading home, basically to do their taxes for April 15th. They get out of here. They never came down till after Christmas. You know, January 1st is the start of it. So January, February, March became the prime season here. Well, as time goes on now, people are starting to come down as early as October, and they're not going home now till as late as the 1st of May. So they're staying longer and longer. So that is starting to turn into the prime season as far as renting, October through May. The prime months for the big numbers, dollars-wise, is January, February, and March. And there's a lot of stipulations on that. Some homes, mine, for example, you had to rent all 3 months or I wouldn't rent it at all. So it was a 3-month minimum, January, February, and March. And I never had a problem. Matter of fact, the same people rented it every year for January, February, and March, every year. And, you know, and then April, generally the rent gets a little bit cheaper. May, it gets quite a bit cheaper. June, July, August, September, the hot months, it's like giveaway prices. So I wouldn't rent mine out at all. It just wasn't worth it. Because people then want to rent it for like a week or two, and I just didn't want to deal with the cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't rent it out at all in the summer. That's when Sue would come down and use it all summer long. And then around October, we start renting it, again. And then November we'd rent it, and December we'd rent it. Now in November and December, people's always going to want to rent a week or two around Thanksgiving. And in December, they always want to rent it a week or two around Christmas. You use your own judgment about that. I wouldn't do that, but that's just me. I also wouldn't rent it to people that had children. I didn't want them in my house and tearing things up and causing trouble, causing a lot of noise and distraction to my neighbors. Because, I'm trying to be a good neighbor. And so I wouldn't rent it out to people with children or anything like that. So if it's a vacation, and that's what happens a lot, it's a vacation for a week or two, and Bobby and Sue is coming down with, 3 or 4 little crumb catchers, and they want to rent your house because Grandma and Grandpa don't have room. If you want to do that, that's up to you. I wouldn't do it because I just didn't want to upset my neighbors. That's the long and short of that for me. But is it a common thing I do? I think it's more common than probably what I know. I know quite a few people do it. I can tell you this. If you pay cash for your house, no matter what you buy, if you rent it out for the price that it should be bringing, and there's a lot that goes into this, January, February, and March rent will pretty much pay all of your fees on that house for the whole year. Now, that's assuming you pay cash for the house. If you have a house payment, it'll help, but it won't pay everything for the year at all. And if you're going to rent it out seasonally, that means you have to furnish it. People's not going to come down and rent a house for 3 months and have to go out and buy or rent furniture to put in it. So there's another investment. So anything that you can imagine, if you was to rent a house for a week or two, like the lifestyle visit, you're expecting that lifestyle home to be furnished with everything you need, from dishes to pots and pans to towels to wash rags, silverware, glasses, you name it. And you're going to have to buy all that. And there's a lot of ways to do that here too. So it's just something to think about. And if you're going to do it, I say if you're going to buy a house and furnish it and come down like a vacation home in the summer and rent it out in the winter, give yourself 2 weeks after closing. You're going to come down. You don't have to come down for closing. But after closing, I'll put it this way. After closing, when you come down to furnish the house, or if you buy a pre-owned home, if you come down to maybe do some painting, carpet cleaning, whatever the case may be, give yourself a good 2 weeks. Because by the time you go around and shop around and get the furniture that you want that'll fit and all this and that, they just don't deliver willy-nilly anytime you need them to deliver. All these places have certain days of the week that they deliver, and sometimes it's certain sections they go to on a Monday, a certain section of the villages they go to on a Tuesday. So you got to get on the list. And so if you buy a couch over here on a Monday, they may not be able to deliver that couch until maybe this coming Friday. Now that's fairly quick, but still, if you're here for a 2-week vacation, there's almost a week gone right there. So So yeah, you gotta come down, and you have to make sacrifices unless you're going to buy all brand new everything. It takes a little bit of time, so give yourself at least 2 weeks to come down here and get this thing furnished and set up and everything to get it ready to rent out. So that being said, do I think it's a good idea? I don't think it's a bad idea. Do I think it's a good idea? Well, I can't say one way or the other. I don't know your financial situation. I don't know I don't know your stuff, your personal stuff, and I don't need to know that. I can tell you for me, I pulled my money out of the 401k after we recovered from the housing debunk when everything went to crap, and I was nervous. I mean, because I lost like 35 or 40% value in my 401k that I had. And thank God I had a company pension and I didn't really depend on that, but still, you don't want to lose 35, 40%, And then it recovered. It recovered faster than what I thought it would. And when it came back to where it was at, and then I believe it went like 10% above. It just kept going up a little bit. And I know, as an investor, you wait that stuff, but I didn't. I didn't want to take a chance. I'm so close to retirement, I just didn't want to take a chance on waiting around any longer. So when it got to 10% above, Sue and I discussed it and decided we're going to pull our money out of the 401k, all of it. Not all of it, I shouldn't say that, a bunch of it. And we're going to buy something and invest it elsewhere. We decided the Village's houses down here was about as good an investment as any place. So we pulled enough out to pay cash for that first little patio villa we had, and that's how we ended up with it, was because of that. But if it hadn't have been for that, truthfully, I probably wouldn't have bought that first one. I probably would have waited and came down and bought something more substantial for us, but it worked out for us. I'll be honest with you. I bought that house for, it was pre-owned. I bought it for cash for $130,000, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath patio villa next to Lake Sumter back in the day. So I bought it for $130,000 and paid cash for it. And we used it, we rented it out for 3.5 years, I think it was, maybe closer to 4, but around 3.5 to 4 years. And then when I retired and came down, we stayed in it for a little while, I can't remember how long, and we bought this house. I put that house up for sale, and in 4 days it sold for 180. So we did okay. I mean, that's the way it worked for us. I can't speak for everybody else. So with that being said, good luck to you. The price of homes do have a tendency to go up, especially when they get a certain area done. The prices here in the Hillsboro, Dunedin, and I can't think what the other area, Collier, this whole area right here, the prices over the last 4 to 5 years has went up pretty substantially. So yeah, they do go up here. I can't speak for Finney. I can't speak for any of that down there. I think it really all depends on what they end up building, how they end up building it, and they're keeping a lot of that secret. We don't know where the square is going to be, all that stuff. So once they get it connected, get a few more golf courses in, get some shopping down there. They really need it. Get some restaurants. My God, they only got really one restaurant down there. People get by, they come up here to Brownwood to eat, and of course, the surrounding areas. But it would be nice to have some more stuff down there, more convenient, where people can take a golf cart and go have lunch without taking a car everywhere they want to go. And them being new, they're probably not used to driving a golf cart everywhere. They just come down here from the north, and up north, that's what you did. You get in your car, you go out to Cracker Barrel. You get in your car, you go to Starbucks. You get in the car, you go to Walmart. I mean, that's what you do. So doing it down here probably doesn't seem very much out of the way. But let me tell you, once they get their shopping down there, once they get their restaurants down there, once they get all the stuff down there, doctors and clinics and all that stuff, which will take a while, and you get so used to taking your golf cart everywhere, to the doctors, to the restaurants, to, I don't know, to go have beer at the local place with your buddies. And then the idea of getting in your car to go somewhere, it's like, I don't really want to go there because I don't want to go in the car. That's where I am. When we leave the bubble, so to speak, you ask anybody around here who's driving, it ain't me. It's generally 99.9% it's Sue driving the car. You know why? I'm lost. I get outside the villages, other than a few places, I know where I'm at, generally. But Sue knows where all the shortcuts are. This road takes you to that road takes you to this road. I don't know any of that. When I get outside the bubble, if I'm driving, there's a lot of times I'll look at Sue and ask her, which way do I go here, left or right? I don't know. Now put me in the golf cart, I'll take you anywhere. Put me in the car, not so much. And they'll be that way eventually. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and I hope that helped you out with your question. I did it this way because it's easier than to type all this out. Like I said, I hope it helps. So I'm gonna get out here. I'll see if I need to cut any of this. The only other thing that I'm going to say is I changed my YouTube channel, changed some settings on it. So you might see some different things here, the way it is and all this and that. Just trying to change it up a little bit. So hopefully everything works out. And I'll see you guys on the other side.